Hopefully you guys can't hear the cat playing in the background.
Would you give me no meows? No.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Now, Commander Legends is due out in about a month at time of recording, and spoiler season starts on Monday. This is a set I'm really looking forward to. It kind of combines everything I really love in Magic. We have Commander, we have Draft. Smushed together should be an awesome time. So with spoiler season starting in full early next week, I thought I'd put together a list of things that I really want to see in the new set. Some of these things will be quite likely, some may be a little bit less likely, and I might just being a bit greedy, but it's my list, why not? If I miss anything that you'd like to see, please let me know down in the comments below, helps out, and also remember to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. With all that said, let's get into the list. So starting off at number 1, I have something that I don't think is too unreasonable. I don't want to see any cards that were previously printed in Commander-only products upshifted to anything else. We've already seen Command Tower previewed at Common for this set, which is perfect and is exactly what I want to see. So if they reprint Arachnogenesis or Blade of Selves, I want to see them kept as a rare. If they reprint Herald's Horn, which definitely does need a reprint, I want to see it stay at uncommon. Path of Ancestry as well, I'd also like to see stay as a common. The other way, however, I'm totally fine with. If they want to move Doom Artisan, for example, down to an uncommon, then that would be cool. If they want to move a board wipe down to uncommon as well, so Peasant Cubers have something to play with, that would also be sweet. I do realise that sometimes things have to be moved up and down to make the draft format better, but for these cards specifically, keep them as they are. It'll be a bit of a feel bad if they make Path of Ancestry a rare for some reason and make it less likely. It's one that really needs a reprint. At number 2 on the list is something specifically for the draft format, something I think that will make it a better experience for all, is focusing on combat matters. Specifically, I want to see the return of Goad, Monarch, and combat matters style cards. I want to see things that incentivize people to attack. As this is a limited format, you don't want games lasting ridiculously long. As this set is meant to be drafted, there is a danger of board stalls taking over, and for anyone who ever played Conspiracy 1 or 2, these type of mechanics such as Goad and Monarch really incentivize people to attack and make it rewarding for when you do attack. I know Monarch can be a bit broken in one-on-one formats, like it's really good in Pauper, and some of the cards are very good in Cube, but it's always something I like to see in Commander, and that is what this set is about, so give us some more. Now, number 3 on my list is going to be the only time I'm going to mention reprints on this list. Obviously, everyone would like the set to be jammed full with tons of the most busted, most expensive cards that they've ever printed. However, for me, Commander has always been the best entry product for anyone getting into the game, so I think Commander Legends should also keep this up. By that I mean, reprint the most used cards in Commander. If they've reprinted the top 30 or 40 cards from EDH Rec, I don't think people would complain. I think people would be very happy with that. It lets new players get a foothold on all the staples that are out there. And I mean, when you're opening up a pack, you're never going to be getting too much draft chaff. Everything you're going to be getting is going to be playable in some kind of deck, which would be awesome. So the obvious things are things like Soul Ring or Swords to Plowshares, like the ramp packages with Cultivate, Kadama's Reach, and Farseek. A full cycle of Signets or Talismans as well would go a long way to making everyone really happy. It may not be an inspired choice, but it'll go a long way to limiting any kind of feel-bads from opening a pack and you don't really get anything. So moving on to the new shiny cards they're going to print for the set, there's a few types of things I'd like to see them print. The first one is to finish off cycles of cards which really need finishing. Things like the Croson Verge cycle, make it a cycle. The slow fetches are good budget alternatives for new players. And the basic landsliding series of cards I think are really strong and go in a ton of decks. There are a ton of other good cycles for them to finish off. I know we've already seen the reverse of the Battle Bond lands, which have been previewed, so I guess there are rare ones. Even if we saw the reverse of the Battle for Zendikar lands or the Cycling lands from Amonkhet as well, that would be awesome. But I think they might be unlikely because they are the same colours as the ones we've already seen previewed. Now from the cards we've already seen, we already know that Partner is coming back. Partner's a great mechanic because there's just so many combination of cards that go together now. I'd like to see how far they can go with partners. So far we've only seen mono-coloured partners in the set, from rares down to common. Whether we'll see any dual-coloured partners in the set is hard to say, as it may make too many combinations for them to keep track of, and they might not want to repeat the 4-colour good stuff combinations from before. There's plenty of other things that they can do with it. Anyone who's ever tried Oathbreaker will know how cool it is to have a spell in your command zone. Now, I'm well aware this could be very broken. However, if you look at all the partners, none of them are really played individually, and the reason for that is that by themselves they are not that powerful. They work much better with another partner there. So by turning this into an instant or sorcery or even an artifact, I don't know how broken it would be. I think it'd be a ton of fun. Now, you can probably tell I'm not a games designer by the fact I'm recording this from my spare bedroom in London and not my corner office at Wizards of the Coast. But I think these cards could still work, and I'm sure it's something that they've thought about. I very much doubt it's something they haven't playtested at some point when building new Commander sets, and maybe this is the place where we see it. So one thing the Commander product has always been really good at in the past is adding an extra colour to a tribal pair to give you some more options. We've had things like Orzhov Zombies in the past, Mardu Vampires, Grixis Wizards, that kind of thing. But this is something I'd like to see them take a bit further. Maybe with the partners it'll make it more available. I'd love to see something like Sultai Elves, where we can run Poison Tip Archer and Edric Spymaster of Trest in the same deck. Something like Jund Goblins, so you can run Murderous Redcap and Grumgully in the same deck. I know Shattergang Brothers exists, but it's not a tribal commander. Fight me. Also something like Bant Merfolk, so you can run the Ixalan Merfolk combined with the Lorwyn Merfolk. Sig River Guide and Kamina Tyrant of Erezka just want a party. There's a ton of +1/+1 counter synergy in white as well, which go really great in a Merfolk deck. Or even something like Naya Werewolves would be sweet. You have the Gruul werewolves themselves, then you have the white cards that stop your opponents from playing more than one spell a turn, so they always stay as werewolves. Pretty sweet. And then hell, Mardu Samurai. Give me Mardu Samurai, that's what I want, that's what I actually want, give me that. So the Commander product has always been really good at giving us brand new cards based on legendaries from throughout Magic's history. We've had cards like Freyles or Titania, or Edgar Markov, or the Ur-Dragon, really iconic creatures from throughout Magic's history. I want them to obviously continue this and give us some new cool ones. Some cards we've not seen before, something like Gix, or Ashnod, or Takara, or maybe even the 4th Innistrad Angel, the white-black one. Let's see if this is the set where we get that, or maybe that's something they wait until next year's Innistrad set, who knows. Something like that would be a really big seller and a really cool include in the set, so hopefully we get something like that. So I'm well aware this next one might be a me problem rather than an it problem, but basically, from this set, I want a reason to play white. Don't get me wrong, there's some very good cards in white. I think it personally has the best removal, the best sweepers, it has Smothering Tithe, it's got Teferi's Protection, it's got Land Tax, some of those cards are awesome. But after that, it doesn't really do a lot. I know a lot of people have spoken about this before, but basically from this set, I want a reason to play white. I want something that draws me into it, something that grabs me. And again, I'm not a game designer, but something like this would be a start. You can get around white's shortcomings with ramp by playing enough artifacts. The card advantage is something white's always really struggled at. So basically, I want to see a white commander with the word draw card on it to begin with. We've already got Keeper of the Accord in the set, which I think is a really good inclusion, and will go in every white deck like the last couple they've done. We just need to really keep pushing it, really push that card advantage, push that mono white ramp. That is a cool way of doing it. And again, no hate to anyone who loves white out there, you do you. But for me, I want something that grabs me, something that pulls me in. So the last thing on my list that I'd like to see is some updated versions of previous commanders that we've already seen, but just make them a bit nicer, a bit more playable. So we've already seen Baron Sangir getting an update with Sangir the Dark Baron, but I'd like them to go a bit further. Why can't I get a playable Mishra in 2020? Original Mishra's cool, I did build it, it was fun, but it's very narrow and it's very niche. Why can't I get something a bit like this? Again, not game designer, I'll say that again, but something to bring Grixis artifacts together would be really cool, and also, Mishra is one of the most important characters in Magic history. Why is this the card we have? There's a few other really cool legendaries as well with very underwhelming cards that would be great to see some new versions of. Things like Jedit or a Guafa Hazid that works in Commander, that does every player, would be really cool. So thank you everyone, that was my list. Let me know if there's anything I've missed, let me know what you want to see from the set. Spoiler season does start next week. On this channel we're going to be trying to do a video every morning, kind of a spoiler talk, hot take type thing. Which should be a ton of fun. Hopefully the technology works. We'll try and do it live. If not, we'll just get the replay uploaded nice and quickly. But until then, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.